Hey everybody, Andy here, aka Montolio, and we're back for round 4 of Vintage League. We're playing Bant today, and yeah, actually a little choked up at the moment, writing on a man's obituary wall that I respected greatly, and yeah, it's funny how the memories come flooding back to you when you're writing these things. Regardless, let's rock. This seems pretty good, doesn't it? And we won the die roll. Yeah, I like turn 1 collector roof here. We've got the basic, which is nice, protect from wasteland. And we can lead out turn 2 aspirant or noble hierarch, depending on, if we draw an archon, we may want to reassess that. See if we can get her in there. It resolves. Let's see what my opponent's up to here. Okay, basic. And ponder. I think I'm probably going to lead on aspirant here. I think just getting our clock going and getting this thing out of lightning bolt range is probably a pretty reasonable thing to do. Okay. They did shuffle their library, which is great for me. Now, depending on what variant they're running here, it is possible that they, if they're running the Esper version, that they're going to have swords or something like that. Let's get in for 3, I guess. Got to feel pretty good about ourselves shutting down Lotus. And go. Your turn. I wouldn't be averse to drawing a land next turn. So Bolt is a possibility here. Okay, that's not so bad. I wouldn't mind drawing a Thalia off the top. Just mono aspirant for days, eh? They might have to force this one. I mean, I'd be thrilled if they forced it. That puts it well out of bolt range. I probably should have diversified those slightly. It's a lot of damage coming through, though, and we are casting another one next turn. If I draw a land, I can actually get exalted off of Hierarch as well, which would be more than lethal. Okay, Ancestral resolves. They paid 2 life there. Wow, okay. Like, if it's Breach, they can't really combo me out because of the oof, but that was a big old oof, eh? 5/5, about to be an 8/8. Pretty nifty. I don't really know what my opponent's playing. So they are playing a Tinker deck. And Vigor is pretty good against those type of decks. I feel like Luminarch Aspirant. See, here's the funny thing, is I actually remember this opponent from earlier, and they play Pyroclasm and Abrade. And those hit all of my creatures. And maybe, normally in combo, I don't really want this. I don't want more than 2 swords. They do have Sphinx of the Steel Wind as well, but I have 2 endurances and 2 swords. They are mostly not really worried about what I'm doing. I don't think. Oh, what's up here? Is this vigor? There it is. It wasn't coming in. I don't think that they are breach. I am deluding myself to breach here quite a bit, but I think this is probably fairly reasonable. I could maybe see bringing a Ramanop in for sagas. But I do have so much going on against sagas in general. Maybe I can just take out an island. Try something like this. Let's go. Let's try this out, guys. Okay. It's not bad. A little bit clunky with the double Archon. I'll keep this. My opponent does not know that we don't have Force of Will in our deck. So perhaps we can feint them a little bit here. See, that makes me think it's breach. This is just a quick tinker. We're in a ton of trouble. See what they're doing. Is this a vamp? Feels like a vamp. If it is a vamp, I'm probably just going to Ancestral. And obviously Ancestraling here is really bad because I'm going to have to discard a couple cards. Maybe I wanted Ancestral in response. Maybe it could hit a misstep. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to get a green source because I want to actually be able to besiege you next turn potentially. So let's see. Okay, good. We found a land to be able to besiege you with their Sphinx if that's what they go for here. Now, if it's breach, we're just dead. Okay, Tinker, good. Now, Citadel's bad for me here. They did go for the Citadel line. Okay. Hopefully they just pass turn. I mean, they know I don't have anything. Otherwise, I would have countered a Tinker, right? Like, there's no way. We just have to, like, these decks have... I am finding breach decks having more and more failure rate the way they're built. And not to say my opponent's not going to go off here, because they may. They have 17 life, but in truth, they may not. Okay. So the gig is up. They know what I'm up to here. Okay. So they are going to go off somewhat here for sure because of the brainstorm. We just have to hope we don't die. Okay. Well, that probably does not bode well for me. I'm presuming that this is likely a Lotus into Breach kill. Like, how nasty is this guy? If we can ever get there. Okay. Like, we have so many tools in our deck that is just really good in a matchup like this. Like, Collector, Thalia, Archon. Like, this is the kind of match that these decks are tailor made for. But Alpine Moon. Okay. They just hit Besagio, I guess. Wasteland. Okay. Mox. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have much chance here. Like, even at this stage in the game, like Besagioing Citadel, this probably. Ooh, Sphinx. They're at 1 life. How could that be right? I mean, we're not letting that happen. They're at 1 life. I guess they just breach kill me? I mean, if they have a Yogg-Will, it's bad. Mm. Oh, I gotta discard two. Jeez. Okay. See if they play another land here first. I mean, they have 5 cards in hand, so they're still pretty robust here. Okay. They're at 1 life. I can't punish them with damage unless I can get an attack through. Oh, there's breach. Okay, they do have it. Okay. All right. So I misinterpreted what they were playing. They're playing Tinker Breach. So we absolutely want our endurances back in. Maybe I just don't need 4 Force of Vigor. But it is good. Ramanop's just too cute. I'll go to 18 lands. Let's try this. I think I might need to be a little bit more aggressive with reference to, um, maybe I want Cage too, to be honest. Ooh, that's awful. Much better. Turn 1 Archon, eh? I'm gonna keep that. Turn 1 Lavinia is pretty good too. But perhaps we can do that next turn. Like, I think we just play Archon, right? Turn 1. We just attempt to land it. Maybe I dump the Vigor. I'm going to force it. I mean, I feel like they have a force, but if they don't, this is really good. They have the force. Okay. Expressive Iteration. All right. Like, look, we're not looking great, but we have lots of good top decks. We did have to mulligan. Let's hope this is they're going for an ancestral here. Preordain. I'm just going to take every opportunity I can to stagnate them. And let's draw White Source here. We did not. Well, all right. A little bit awkward. Oh, Jesus. All right. And this doesn't beat Saga tokens, unfortunately, but we are going to need some help here. That is pretty strong. Unfortunately, I have to pitch my endurance to do it. I'll do it in their upkeep. I wish to God I could hardcast it because I really do want the endurance, but there's just nothing I can do. I mean, maybe I just don't worry about it. I don't know. Try and draw another land? Like, I can give them a 1/1 and kill it here. I think I do it. I hate doing it. I just hate doing it. And Flusterstorm is a thing that they could just roast me with right here. But I think giving them a Black Lotus is just too risky. Like, Lavinia is doing work here on their artifacts, so I'm just going to have to be reliant off the top of my library to find the hate bears I need. Yep. Good, they didn't find anything. Okay, that's good. All right, we got a chance here, guys. Like, Lavinia is no joke. But it's pretty tight. We need some help. Force of Vigor would be great. Archon would be great. Okay, I got my Lavinia off the table. That's bad news. There's the Lotus. That is not what I need, guys. That was terrible. So disappointing. I mean, they found a lightning bolt, right? Like, what's a guy gonna do? An endurance would be a good draw for me. Archon would be nice. Archon's not going to do much for against a breach, though. Oh, I guess it does stop a breach. Okay. Double brain freeze. Jesus. I'm going to play it here. Pretend I got hard cast Force of Will. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we've, not getting a creature the last 2 turns is probably fairly costly here. It's going to be very difficult for me to take control of a game where they have a Dak Fade. And look what they're discarding. Like, it's just all crap. Like, all they got to do is put a breach on the stack and I'm dead. Or Yogg will. Oh, Citadel. Okay. All right, that does work. Force of Vigor does not hit this. Just nasty. Like, this doesn't even matter to my opponent. Like, they should not force this. All right. Well, guys, I'm fairly convinced we're done for here. We need to find a Besaju, I guess. Or a Swords to Plowshares, but the likelihood of that actually resolving is fairly low. Just Ancestral themselves, yep. We had the turn 1 broken hand, which was countered and kind of backpedaling from there. And of course, we did brick 3 turns in a row, just drawing nothing. And, had we drawn one of our good bears, we could have been back in this. But that's magic, right? Sometimes you just don't find what you need. We'll cast this. I don't think they should be too worried about it, but they might stop it knowing they have the win. Okay, there you have it, guys. We did not get there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Feel free to leave any comments, and we'll see you for round 4.